Man, what's going on, bro? What's the deal? How we doing? So you don't scratch your lip?
How you doing, man?
We are directly across the street from Junk Luggers HQ at the Custom Shop. I'm here with Brett, the owner of the Custom Shop. Episode 2, we don't have a name for this yet, but that's all right.
Should come natural.
Yeah.
Episode 2, that's dope, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like...
So our goal is just to
honest.
share what you do, what you're passionate about.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time today just researching and trying to figure out who is the Custom Shop, right?
I appreciate that.
And it seems like it's a bunch of super passionate individuals
Definitely.
that are not here just to make money, but to absolutely destroy the game when it comes to modifying every single badass car there is.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's definitely it in a nutshell. The passionate thing's really cool because, yeah, it's a dope job. We get paid well, you know, paychecks come every week. We're able to do payroll, all that. We get through it. We have great customers, awesome client base. Like, it works. But we're not rich dudes, you know? It works out. It's hard in New York City to have, like, small business and kind of, like, really make it to that level. But the passionate thing is really important. Sometimes, you know, not that you would sacrifice, like, certain profit or whatever, but sometimes it's kind of, like, more important to put out that product that, like, has your name on it that's just right than it would be to kind of, like, you know, make $1 million on it or to kill the guy.
Yeah.
For example, like, I had, like, a Defender here today, a new Defender, Land Rover, and he wanted to fit, like, this really large tire, right? And you just can't usually fit this tire on this car usually. So there's one other guy that did it. It was a company that owned, like, they did aftermarket Land Rover parts. So they were able to fit this larger tire, and they're probably the only people to do that. So we were like, if they did it, we could do it, you know? So we were talking to that company a little bit. They helped us out. And, yeah, man, we spent probably, like, 4 or 5 days, like, removing the liner, like, making clearance, turning the wheels. They'd rub. It was brutal. Now, in that sense, if I was going to charge that guy by the hour or per day, he would have paid, like, 4 Gs to, like, for me to, like, clearance the liner. Okay, you know, and, like, that is what it is. But it was very reasonable. We gave him a good deal, and, like, it was cool because, you know, we more wanted to be the shop that did the 35s, you know, than to, like, scare him away with this price. So, like, you know, when I consulted with him and stuff, I was like, listen, I don't know where the pricing is going to be at, but, you know, I'm going to try not to kill you. So in the end, it did take a lot more time, but we did it. And, like, now I have that experience. Now he's going to go on the street, and he's going to see other people. They'll be like, damn, yo, driving around with their littler tires, and they're going to be like, yo, where'd you get that? And he's just at a Custom Shop, and then they can come to me, and then I could charge that guy 4 Gs, maybe, you know what I mean? But,
yeah.
But it was cool. Like, sometimes it's just, you know, it's just really nice to see, you know, these cars that you kind of overcome these weird boundaries, or the customers are super happy, or, I don't know, man. It definitely is a lot of passion. It's hard work, too. Like, if you don't love it like that, you're not going to come here 6 days a week and do this shit. You're really not. Like, Brian busts his ass, dude. The boys bust their ass. My partner, Anon. We got Timmy. We got Trini. We got Brian. And these guys work 6 days a week, like, grueling, like, you know, labor, banging shit, lifting heavy wheels, throwing metal out. And it's just, you know, if you're not loving it, then you're not going to last.
Exactly.
Dude. You know what I mean?
Why do it?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I think
it's been
that's
good.
funny. Like, we have such different businesses, but I think you guys can relate to that, right? Like, the shit we do every day is, like, the hardest possible thing. 6th floor walk-ups.
Brutal.
Bringing, like, pianos. You know, just, like,
complaining, bro.
things that no one else would do, and that's why they pay us to do it, right?
Yeah.
Something that I saw, like, nonstop in all your social media and all your reviews, you guys crush it on everything, right?
Thanks, man.
Is the fact that they're not just gonna do something, and if it doesn't work, they're gonna get it right.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, where did you learn that? Like, why do you pick getting it perfect versus just getting it done?
Because there are other shops around, and there's other places that kind of do what we do. You can access these tires and these wheels and these shocks anywhere. I'm not so exclusive in the industry that, like, I only get certain product. So that kind of evens the playing field, right? If you have, like, multiple of these shops and everybody can get the same product, like, what's going to set you above from that, you know? And it's service, and it's, like, showing the customer that you're really about that life, you know, and it is, you know, it's, yeah, like,
Come here and be like, yo, my car's worthy, and these people working on it. You know?
exactly, like, they, you know, you can, again, like, if you wanted to build this truck and you went to A or B and you showed them the parts list, they can access all that, but are you gonna like sit down and consult with me, right?
Right.
And sit there for an hour or two, and I'll explain to you everything technically, what the deal, how it works, like what it's about. Are you gonna get photos taken of your car and then re-put up on the Instagram and then like showing love and your name tagged? We try to do that with all the customers, like, you know, resurface them back online and stuff, you know. But
how many of your
I think-
customers come back?
oh man, honestly, I often get new clients, but a lot of it is reoccurring clients, like big time. Percentage-wise, it's hard to say, but I would say definitely most.
And that's probably why it's so important, right?
Yeah, it's very important. And just, I don't know, maybe that edge was like, you know, I don't have like $1 million to dip in the bank. I can't call my dad and be like, yo, hit me up. So there's got to be something that I catch the edge, like for the client to be like, yo, I'm going to this guy. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's cool. You know, when people call and they're like, yo, I want to put, you know, these wheels or this suspension on my Dodge Charger or my BMW, you know? I'm not just like, oh yeah, it's about this, like, you know, just come to the shop, boom, you know what I mean? That's the other thing too, a client calls, they don't know my face, they've never been here. Most people nowadays, dude, most millennials, most whatever you want, like younger people you want to say, there's even younger than that now, right? They want
instant gratification.
That's it, and they're not gonna come down like our parents did and go to a store and like check it out and like be like, all right, what's the vibe? They're going on the computer, they're just gonna go on Yelp, type in automotive shops.
Best shop for Jeep Wrangler.
That's it. Like just go, right, filter out highest rating, boom. Then they got the last 4, 5-star, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. Then go into the, you know, whatever comments, read about it, and then kind of base the judgment, make the call maybe. There's no like, it's hard to get the customer interaction like right away. It seems to be very much through the internet now, right?
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like people, hey, you know, I saw it in the paper, or like, you know, my buddy saw it, so I came down here to shop. It's not like that. Like everybody's kind of like has this preemptive kind of like, you know, idea of what the shop is and what they want prior to coming here. So if you're the guy sitting at home and you're gonna call 5 shops, and 4 of those shops tell you like just quick shit to get you off the phone.
Right.
If I'm that 5th shop that's like, yo, dude, like, I'm not trying to stay on the phone with the guy or girl for, you know, a half hour. I have shit to do. But there's a way to like take that phone call. There's a way to just a simple like, oh, dude, that's a dope car. Like, you know, the next guy at the next shop might just be like, all right,
1500.
I don't know, yeah, 1500, bro. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm not other places, but it seems that's like this common theme in the automotive world where a lot of people come into the shop and they're like, dude, A and B didn't want to help me out, or like I didn't like this guy's attitude, or this dude gave me a better price, but you were more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come here, you know? And like all we have is service, dude, and experience, and like other than that, we all sell the same shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like who's gonna put it in right, who knows about it, and who's gonna back me up after the sale later on, you know? So that's it, and that's a survival thing, dude, to make the rent, to pay the payroll, you know, to be able to do, think I wanna work 6 days a week? You think we wanna work like 60 hours a week? We don't wanna do that, but dude, like the industry and like the way it is in New York City, it kind of forces you to just like hustle, hustle, hustle. So I can't afford to like not try to give that edge every time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you'll lose it, boom, that's it, you know?
How much do you think people are paying for the experience of coming here, hanging out with you guys, getting to watch their car, like, you know?
Yeah, I think, how much are they paying for that?
No, like
I
how
mean,
much like of the upgrade to their car is the experience. Right? You tagging them on social media so they can hype it up to their buddies.
That's definitely a lot of it. It's definitely a lot of it. Most people at this point, because we don't have a crazy amount of followers, but probably more than the average client that would come in here.
Yeah.
And they want to be like part of this kind of like culture and brand, and it's dope. You know, we try to have this world where, you know, if you're a client, dude, and you like tag me in a story, I'll repost it.
Yeah.
Like I might not put every photo like on my page, but you know, I'll throw it up. Like I'll always show some sort of love. A customer comes in, yo, here's a hoodie. Like, yo, like we're gonna go off-road this weekend and drive on the beach. You want to come? Like we just built your truck. So you try to kind of integrate people into this world.
Customer experience. So finish a truck, bring the person out to like use the truck for what they made it for.
Exactly.
So like, you lift the truck. You have a Defender. You're gonna go out to Moab. We're gonna go out to like New Jersey and test it out, see how it works out. Before you go out to a week ahead, 3,000 miles. You know, to the west.
Exactly. And again, it doesn't like cost much to kind of like create the culture. I mean, yes, if you're branding things and hoodies and all this shit, but just to kind of give that vibe and make that world, like, again, that's another like free outsource I can use to stay afloat, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not maybe like investing and like throwing my name up on, you know, all these, whatever it may be out there, like, but my investment is like just kind of projecting this lifestyle that, you know, we're not pretentious. We're not like douchebags. I have a lot of people that come here and they're like, yo, like, I see you guys online, like, and they're very like timid. I don't know a lot about cars. And I tell them, yo, if you knew about this shit, you wouldn't be here. You know what I mean?
Paying us, yeah.
It's not a big deal. Like, you know, and we have customers from all over. We have like beautiful customers, dude. New York City's cool, especially Astoria and Queens in itself. We have people from all over, dude. It's awesome. Like, we have so many female customers and, you know, all kinds of people from different backgrounds and, you know, sexual orientation. It's a beautiful thing. Yep. We have some great people. So, you know, it's nice to say, like, listen, you don't have to be this, like, macho, like, ball-dragging douchebag to be into cars. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
If you just want to put a roof rack, let's do it. If you want to outfit your truck to go drive to California, let's do it, you know? And it's a fun hobby that we love and a lifestyle, and you want to be a shop that projects it the right way. Like, we're holding a torch here, and it's like, I want to pass it on to people the right way. You know, I'm not, you know, doing burnouts in the middle of Times Square and cutting up traffic and putting it on Instagram and recording it. Like, nah, you know what I mean?
It's not
like,
your style.
Yeah, dude, it's not our style. But sorry, am I talking too much, bro?
No, you're doing awesome.
Right,
So I thought of two things, and then I want to open it up to you three
Yeah.
for any thoughts or comments. But the first thing is, it's very clear you're passionate about Queens, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You're very passionate about Astoria. You know, I also feel like we are the next generation of business owners.
I think so.
And I'm just like curious, like what made you fall in love with Queens and Astoria? Like, I know you're from Rockaway.
Yeah, Rockaway Beach.
So
yeah.
why don't you just, you know, fill us in on
why Queens is so special?
why Queens?
Well, growing up in Queens, it's always got a place in my heart, right? But I feel Queens is like, it's like the car borough, dude. Now, I know people out there that might be like, oh, you know, but like, yo, like, Queens is the car borough, dude. There's great cars all over New York City, but it seems that Queens is the spot where you have a lot of automotive shops, a lot of body shops. We have a lot of stuff going on here. And like, I've been to like the car meets and like that subculture where people go out at night and gather the cars and shit. And it always seems like Queens has like just a sick diversity of cars. And remember, we're a melting pot, so you have people from all over the world that when they were back in their countries before they moved here, they liked certain cars. So you see that influence here. Like, I have guys like West Indian dudes, like, man, into like turbo right-hand drive Japanese cars. I have dudes from, you know, I don't know, like Serbia, right, or Montenegro. We get a lot of cool customers from there, and they're just into like Volkswagens, you know, or like cool old school Beamers, you know. And it's just really cool. And I just have old like dudes from like Long Island that come out or something, and they're into, you know, or, you know, older guys from Queens that are just into like muscle cars and it's just really nice. I just feel like Queens is that car bro. Yeah, we get people from all over. So it's not just Queens, obviously, but yeah. But that's why we like Queens so much, because it seems like you never know who's gonna walk through that door and what car is gonna come through. You know, if you're in the middle of like West Bumble, pretty much, you know, all right, I'm gonna work on pickup trucks all day, or I'm over here, I'm gonna work on Subarus all day, or whatever. But here you get this wild mix of just really cool people, and like, we're in a good spot, dude. You got Manhattan here, you got Williamsburg, Ridgewood, all these spots like not too far away. So you just get like this great mix of people that bring these awesome cars, and it's phenomenal. And I thought it was cool to be able to transition from like, you know, Rockaway Beach and literally moving north up in the borough, right? Like to Astoria, and just being able to like do my career and work and everything like within the same borough. I thought it was really, really cool. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Queens is hot, dude. You know,
yeah, and it's funny because like I feel like I always gotta like hype up Queens because everyone, you know, they think of Manhattan or Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, for a while, dude, when we were growing up, like Queens is fire, but it was always like Brooklyn.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Bronx,
so I
like,
feel
blah,
like
blah.
I'm always like, you gotta come by a store, you gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Like, it still has this small neighborhood vibe in the middle of New York City.
Story was great, dude. It was very cool. Like, I started working in another shop in Elmhurst, and that was cool. And very different than Rockaway, dude. Like, we grew up like surfing, skateboarding, like all this. We had, you know, tons of people there come down on the beaches, and we would always be in contact with different people. It was great. But like, huge difference like coming into Astoria.
Yeah.
Like the traffic and like just so many people and the food, and it was just really cool, you know. But I love it out here. It's awesome, dude. The people are phenomenal. Like, the clients are diehard. They're like, yo, you know, once they give you their business and like you do right by them, they're coming back. you know, a lot of my clients are business owners like you guys, you know, they own bars or restaurants, and so it's like, yo, come to my spot, and they hook it up, and it's just this beautiful mix of just people like kind of trying to back each other up. I feel like there's a lot of camaraderie here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure in New York City as a whole, but you know, Queens always kind of looks out, you know?
Yeah.
And it's dope, you know?
Yeah, we look out for our people for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
My last question before we open it up is like, the pandemic happens. I'm sure you guys freaked out just like everyone else did. How did it play out? Like, what is the next, after you get over the freaking out part, we're like, are we gonna bring COVID home? You know, should we be afraid of customers? What does the next 2 years look like in terms of how you pivoted, what your customers, did anyone change? You know, run us through that.
It was a weird time. We're a repair shop, so technically we're essential business. Like I could have stayed open the whole time because of that. But again, I'm not essential business in the sense where like I'm fixing like ambulances and like police cars or whatever it may be. Like that is really essential. We're putting rims on people's cars, and like we're modifying it. It's cool. But like I felt in that time when it was like at the height and it was like kind of super dangerous, right? We closed for a while. So I closed for maybe like almost 2 months.
Oh wow.
It was scary, dude. Like 6-7 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know, dude. I had no. I'm sitting at home like, dude. Like where is this gonna? Like, is anybody ever gonna come out of their house again? Like who the gonna give a shit about buying a lift kit or like a lowering kit, and like you can't even come out of your crib. Like where are you gonna go? You know. It's so. I was for a minute, dude. But you know what ended up happening is like. Yeah, a lot of the clients kind of changed in the sense that the scope of the work changed a little bit. I was doing more, prior to the pandemic, more cars, and remember, like cars and trucks, so I'll make that designation because people are like, of course you do cars, right? But physically cars, like a lot of sports cars we were doing.
Flashy cars, you know?
Yeah, like
M3s, M4s.
Yeah, cool like that. People want to like air ride or like sound systems. We were doing a lot. But then like, through pandemic, you know, we started to notice this shift of like, and we always did Wranglers because Wranglers are super customizable. Whether you're off-road or you're just making a street truck, it's a great platform to with, right? So we always had that niche. So people knew us as like a Jeep style shop, BMW, whatever, Volkswagen. We still cater to the cars, but after this pandemic, like you had more people that were now starting to venture out and do like self kind of like guided vacations. They didn't want to integrate with other people. They didn't want to like get on a plane. So they were like, yo, I'm going to go drive. Like I'm working from home now, right? And like I'm sitting home with my significant other and I'm sitting home with my roommate, whatever, like, or it's just me.
I've been home for like 6 months.
Yeah. And
I want to go drive.
They'll buy a brand new truck.
Yeah.
Wow.
They'll come to the shop. They want suspension, wheels, rims, everything, the works.
Yeah.
Headlights, Baja design, everything.
Wow.
Rooftop tents.
Rooftop tent. And by the time they're done, the whole truck looks like
amazing.
Completely different.
On wheels, you know?
So then they'll go out and they'll leave. There's some people that left for 6 months and didn't come back.
Guy left yesterday.
Yeah.
It's so nuts that you guys, you're the ones that outfitted them to go on this adventure.
Absolutely. And that, like, it started from the pandemic because now people are like, I'm not getting on a plane.
Right.
I'm not flying somewhere.
Right.
Let me go see a national park. Oh, Instagram. Oh, guy's sleeping on his roof in a tent. That's cool. Let me get that. So all these people, like,
so
people like lost jobs for sure, and it's horrible. But there's a lot of people who sat home and just stacked up bread.
Yep.
And like, didn't want to go on a plane.
From home and
so like,
didn't have any money to
where else are you gonna go see like natural beauty and like not have to deal with anybody and like not have to sleep in a hotel? You're gonna be car camping or camping or whatever, right? So
I mean, that definitely went through my mind.
Right, dude. This whole outdoor push.
Out.
You couldn't get a bicycle. You couldn't get. You go to REI. You couldn't get a tent. You couldn't get anything because
so
everybody is out there doing it, right? So that whole world of like cars and trucks, you know, that started to like come into the shop hard. And as we reopened the shop, it was still some dangerous times. Like what we would do is we would have customers drop the car off in the front. We would let the car sit for like 2-3 days, like disinfect it, whatever, like let it chill, and then like bring it inside, do the work, and it would just be like me and like Anon, or like me and Brian, or like Brian, like and Anon. And like
none of us got sick for
none of us got sick. We
the longest time.
Dude, it was crazy, and we kept it very like, you know, we told customers, listen, and like I had to do it to stay open. Luckily, a lot of our jobs are like bigger like projects.
Right.
So instead of, if I was a shop that was just do in and out stuff every day, I kind of would have been, you know what I mean? But now it's like, all right, you know, maybe I you know, not do as much volume, but I can stay open. If I have this customer, cool, you know, Billy or whatever, Johnny, they have a, you know, a Jeep Wrangler and their bill's like 25, 30 G's outfitting it. Like, I can survive off that a little bit, right? I could bring that car in, have the boys knock out that one car, turn it over to the customer, get the rest of the bread after the first deposit, pay the payroll, stack a little on the side, rent comes, boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I paid rent, dude. My landlord wasn't like...
Same.
You know what I mean? Like, and that was hard, bro, because rent's a big nut.
Yeah.
And, you know, that floated us like these solid jobs. And before we closed, we were booked out like 2 months worth of work.
Wow.
So when I closed, I had people in limbo.
Lined
and that
up.
was the other scary thing too. It's like I took these people's bread. I can't order parts. Like, so I would stay in contact with them. Listen, you know, like, we're gonna get back. We're gonna make it happen. Cool. And customers were cool. I probably had about like 15 to 20 open jobs.
Wow.
You know, like when we closed.
Wow.
So, you know, even when I was closed, like like my partner, you know, he would come in like once a week by himself or something, and like I would tell the customer, yo, go deliver the car. I'd do like a Zoom consultation, like, and then, you know, the car would come and they'd work on it and we get paid. It was very like hands-off-ish. We always had work though. And then after that, right, going back to what you said, the scope of the business changed in the sense that we are now pushed kind of more into building these adventure vehicles. While I still do sports cars, you saw the Honda S2000, the Opel outside, we have an M3 up here, beautiful. We're also a sports car guy, you know, I'm a truck guy too. We love fast cars.
Build things.
Yeah, Brian's a sick Volkswagen. And, you know, we just noticed, that whole overland boom and like...
Nuts.
It's nuts, dude. And like, that's kind of where we're at. If we're doing like trucks, it might be like 70-65% overland trucks and like maybe 30-35%, you know, sports cars and performance cars.
You
but
want a refrigerator, we'll put it in for you. You want auxiliary power in the rear of your car with a battery module to tell you your voltage, we'll put it in for you. You want you know, like a built-in like floorboard to put things in and then sleep on top of the floorboard after it, we'll build that for you.
Really cool.
You could like imagine in your brain, and if you could draw it, I'll try to like replicate it.
So cool.
It's cool. The overland builds are really cool in that sense that they're highly customizable. And I used to perform more services prior to pandemic. We would work on all these cars. We would do vinyl wrap. We would do tint. But like, it was so much to handle, dude, that like after this whole came around and we had more of a calling just for like building these overland vehicles, you know, we kind of stuck with that. And I stopped doing a lot of the smaller like trivial stuff, the stuff that didn't pay. And like it slimmed like my like, you know, craziness down a little bit, right? I was able to focus a little better because now I'm not...
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. And, you know, these builds and what people do to these trucks, they tend to be like, you know, higher note like jobs. So again, it was the quality over quantity thing where I was able to survive now on these jobs. And it's cooler. Now we can just focus in on these things rather than being torn all around trying to do everything. Because when you start out, you kind of want to compete against the other shops around. Like, what are they doing? I want to do this better. But, you know, you kind of just find your niche, I feel. You know, someone told me that when I first opened. They were like, yo, like, you know, this is how you are now, but in a few years it'll be different and like you'll find your niche. And I never knew what that meant.
You'll find like a specialty.
You know, I used to worry like, damn, yo, this other shop did that car, that's fresh. Like, damn, or like I would see a client that would come in here and talk to me and then I'd see their car somewhere else. Like, what did I do wrong, you know? But now like everybody kind of like has their lane and it's really cool. There's shops that do like only exotics. There's shops that do motorcycle and powder coating and cool stuff, and you know, you can't do it all. So like there's not many places that really do this. So we're like, we're just gonna run with that. And we're very blessed for that too, because it's something I really love. Like living in Rockaway, we'd always be able to drive on a beach out there. So I would get up in the morning, puff a bone, drive on the beach, put it on IG, customers, whoa, you're in Queens and you're driving off-road, what the f is that, you know?
I mean, I definitely thought that by looking at your like, I'm like,
yo, what the
amazing.
Like, that started to hype up, and we were always known as like, yo, these guys are out there doing these weird little adventures. They live in Queens. What's going on?
We'll go out at night and we'll use the lights that we install on the home.
Yeah, we'll just go at night, throw the light bars on, like
$1,000 Baja Design light bar, which like shines like maybe like 200 yards across the beach. Yellow beam.
Dude, we found we were cruising on the beach one day in Rockaway, cruising on the beach, and I'm driving. I'm probably like a quarter mile up. And we saw, but then I saw this like, this black like mass. I'm like, what the f, yo? I thought maybe it was like thought maybe it was a boat. Like, you know when people take a dinghy and they flip it over, right?
Yeah.
So I'm driving, it's a fucking whale, humpback whale. Dude.
Wow.
So I'm out there like totally by myself, like 7 a.m. and I pulled up on this whale, you know, in Queens, New York City, dude.
Crazy.
So I'm like, yo, it's crazy. So, you know, what's up? It was beached. It was a baby humpback. Maybe like they got too close, they got sick, you know, and they beached up. Now, when you come into that area, you actually pass like a Parks Police, like reserve kind of spot. So I called them because you always have the number in case you get stuck in the sand. So I called them. I was like, yo, this is what's going on. And they must have just washed up like that early morning because they were like, oh, you know, thanks. And I gave the tip. So whatever, because what can I do? I can't like move this fucking whale. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
The whale was dead. Like he wasn't like struggling to survive on the ground. I mean, it was really sad, but it was amazing. Like I'm standing out there, I'm like, whoa.
They buried it.
Yeah, so they just dug a big hole and like pushed them in.
Wow.
Yeah. Insane. You know what I mean? It's insane. Dude, I found, we were out there with Santi one night. We were driving on the beach at night, and like we see these little eyes. So we're thinking, oh, a raccoon or a cat. Seal. We hop out, sea lion, you know, seal. Yeah. We found
So crazy.
Yeah, you'll see them. Yeah. It's wild.
Since like the oil spill, a lot of those animals now came.
It's true. And after Sandy and all our shit got eroded, like I feel like that depth is closer now, and like these animals are coming closer. Yeah. But like putting weird like that in the story on the ground, like, what the fuck is this, you know? So that whole like outdoorsy kind of vibe that we would project, and then the mix of the pandemic and people getting out there, like kind of really paved the way for us right now, and we're doing well. So in all, the pandemic was scary, but it made for decent, or at least maybe better business, or less, or more structured, or less kind of frazzled prior. So it wasn't a good thing that happened, but sometimes
You made
cool
the
things
best
come
out
out of bad. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
yeah, we made the best of it. So
Questions?
I don't have any questions. I just think the parallels are pretty cool between the businesses.
yeah,
We have two completely different products, but at the end of the day, it's all about the experience. It's all about how the customer feels about what they just went through with you, right?
Right.
So
because dude, like people like us, I mean, you guys seem to give. It's deeper than like making that dollar. Like you could make like 5 times the amount of money, but if you go home and you can't lay your head on the and think you said I did right by that guy, it's not worth. It's whack, you know what I mean? So you know, like I want to go home and say like, all right, I spent 5 days in this guy's.
Right.
I didn't make no profit, but I did it, and like I did right by this guy, and like virtue and like how you are, it's super important that surpass kind of like that greed a lot, and like just to push it out. Like it's not about that. You're only as good as your job, right? If you put some out, that's what you are, right? So, you know, you got to try to. It's so important, dude. It's so important. What do you have if you don't have that? You know.
Yeah.
part of what I do on a daily basis is balancing the work. You know, finding that sweet spot where you're taking on enough to make a reasonable amount of money.
Yes.
But you're not taking on too much that you're going to clients.
Exactly.
And you're going to over leverage
Exactly.
yourself.
You need to find
Gonna
that
burn the
sweet
guys
spot.
out.
Exactly.
And it's hard.
Balance.
It's hard because sometimes like too much business can too. You know what
Yeah,
I
of
mean?
course.
It's weird, you know.
Yeah, it's where we live, dude. Like this place where we live, it's like so crazy. It's always running. The engine never shuts off.
Never.
It's always running. You know?
People don't understand that unless you do New York City, like a business in New York City. It's your phone can ring at any.
Randomly, or it could be
all the
social
time.
media. It could be social media. You know, like
Yeah.
the DMs hit. You know, like yo, my car's making noise, or yo, you know, can you help me out? Something happened. You know, I need expertise or something. You kind of have to answer. You know. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
If we left our schedule open 24 hours, we would have jobs booked at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. in the morning. There are people who work all day. You know,
Right.
there are people who work all night. There's, you know,
They
everybody
don't
has
sleep.
different
Yeah,
schedules.
New York is wild. New York is a wild place to be. Like I used to live in Florida, and Florida, where I used to live, is like super laid back.
Different world.
Yeah, I could see the stars at night. That's how like no light pollution, had no cars. I saw one car every like 20 minutes. Here is like insane, you know, like the busyness and everything. But I like it, you know. It keeps you on your toes, you know. So
It does, man.
I mean, it's making it so you can be the best whoever
Yeah.
has ever done it.
You have to.
You know.
There's so much worth in that.
You
Yeah.
have to be the best.
Yeah, you have to.
If you're not the best, somebody else is going to.
Yeah.
And someone's paying you
Yeah.
to become the best, whoever does it. You know,
And it's
that's
cool.
the amazing part.
You know, and sometimes you kind of lose sense of that. Sometimes you're so stressed, you deal with so much shit. You're like, why the did I do this? I just want a 9 to 5. I don't want the responsibility. I want, if something comes in my way, to be able to push it off to a higher up. But you are the higher up, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. So it doesn't go past you. So there's a lot of that stress, but you know, it's just, I don't know, it takes a special person. It keeps you going back. Like you want to go back to it every day. You want to say you did it. You want to say you tackled the beast, you know?
Yeah, so.
And it's tough. Like, my wife's cool. Like, sometimes I'll come home stressed and be like, yo, like, I feel like I'm not doing this right. She's like, yo, dude, like, 7 years, New York City. You own a business before 30. Like, here you are. Like, how many clients? Like, what did you do? You like, dude, like, it's okay. Today wasn't the best day, but it doesn't mean as a whole you're not doing it. Like, pat yourself on the back a little more. So that's cool. But maybe that's why people like us continue to, like, progress, because you never feel like you're doing enough.
Right. It's not about the money. You know, there's a common theme to every business owner I'm talking to where they're doing it not because of the money, but in return, the money comes in.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
We also talked, Ronnie and I talked about this last week, doing a podcast with every entrepreneur's significant other.
That'd be sick. Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, because like, I'm hearing the same thing that my wife feels, where it's just like, I drive her nuts. You know, sometimes I'm not sleeping at all for days trying to figure out what's driving me nuts. Sometimes I'm on top of the world and I'm so proud and excited, right? But that's like the entrepreneur roller coaster. But it's the significant other that keeps you in line and keeps you grounded. And
they feel the effects a lot like you do too, you know?
I come from work and I go to work. That's
wow.
Like you said, and my wife pisses her off sometimes. But
it's true.
She's bored as hell.
I know. I mean,
For a reason.
and that's wonderful. You have to have people like that. And yeah, you know, shout out to my wife, man. She's a strong woman. And yeah, it's tough, man. It's very tough. You're right. It's like you go home to like nap and like go back to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, especially the commute too. You know what I mean? Like, dude, Rockaway Beach, like, it's straight south. It's hour and whatever, you know?
Everywhere is an hour.
It sucks.
Yonkers,
Hour and a half, Bensonhurst, Yonkers. So you're going north.
No one lives around here. We're all far.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's tough. Then you think about that. If you're in the
crazy.
car, you know, 2 to 3 hours a day, you're doing it 6 days a week. You're doing it, what, 15 to 20 hours a week. You're doing that 80 hours a month. Like, yeah, you're like a month in the car. You know what I mean? Every year. It's nuts. You know.
Crazy trying to figure out how to put so many miles on the car. Then I realized,
Oh yeah. That's it.
You don't live close.
that's what I was saying.
You
Yeah,
live
it's
so
insane.
far.
No-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
In actuality, it's only like 16 miles.
But you're just doing it so much
It
that
puts you in
yeah.
traffic.
Mileage.
Right.
What you make isn't really what it is. It's the time your motor runs.
That's mad important.
You have to calculate the hours the motor's running instead of the miles you're moving.
Nobody takes that into consideration. You know, think about it. Like Brian's saying. Here, go ahead. I'm sorry. What are you saying? Yeah, I know. Yeah, like he's saying, you do your oil change every 5,000 miles. Cool. Well, guess what? In those 5,000 miles, how many hours are you sitting in traffic? Your motor's running.
Oh my God.
Your car's not moving, but your motor's running.
Like it's working an 8-hour job.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, what the, you know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
got to think like that motor that has 5,000 miles in the odometer, right, is really what?
It's really
More
just.
than that, you know,
Yeah.
because of the motor time.
Every 2 months, 3 months old.
Yeah, so it's important, you know, service your car more often in New York City.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Go by
So-
hours. Don't go by miles.
Yeah, go by hours. Yeah, go by hours, you know,
Um,
for sure. But yeah, if you're sitting in traffic like us, yeah, do it more often. That's the way to do it. Yeah, but you guys like, you're sick. Junk Lugger's awesome, dude. Yo, shout out to Raj back there, dude. So I was telling him, the videos you have are awesome. It's so cool. Like, you know, dude, it's so good. Like, you guys, you give that vibe where you really give it and you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But you have this really cool edge about you guys, and like it's very different. Like the videos you guys are doing and the posts you guys have. And yo, honestly, man, a couple years ago, I was walking down the boardwalk in Rockaway, and I passed Junk Luggers, and you guys were doing a beach cleanup.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and I think I came up to you, dude, and
Yeah.
I was like, yo, dude, like, what are you guys doing? Like, I've seen you guys across the street from my job, you know, right here. And you guys are like, oh no, we're just doing a beach cleanup. And like, beach cleanup is a very local thing. Like, only local heads do that. Like in the 90s, it's a huge thing.
Yep.
Like once, twice a summer, whatever, we do a beach cleanup. Everybody on their block walks up the block. They go to the beach. They clean up garbage. It's a beautiful thing. But for like a company, like a brand like you guys to come down and come in the neighborhood and like help clean the beach, that was dope. You know, we were like, yo, what's it for? You're like, no, nothing. We just want to help out. So,
New York
you know.
really isn't known for its beaches.
right. So Rockaway is the gem.
Yeah.
You know, there's some cool beaches in New York, but like out of New York City beaches, Rockaway is probably one of the more popular, maybe one of the more clean, I should say. But
Don't talk about it too much; it will blow up.
No, dude, it's already blown up.
Okay,
That's it.
It's done. You don't even have to worry about talking about it.
Once Sandy hit,
It's
it came back, and
Scuba dive on beach H.
there you go. Yeah, man. Sandy was another one. Tough times, man. We lost our house in Sandy, my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was fucked up. My house was right across the street from Flight 587. You guys remember that? After September 11th, the plane crashed.
Yep.
It was like right at that house across the street, and I lived like right here.
Wow.
So it was like super close, and like it was, and that's why Queens is very special to me too, because like I went through a lot of shit here, like Brian surviving out here, Sandy, it's fucking nuts, dude. Brian grew up in a small apartment with his family. They made it work, and like, we all do it. So it's like, you don't want to abandon it. You want to stay. You want to do it. But yeah, it's cool, man. That's where it's at. But yeah, you guys rock, man. You guys rock.
Now, I knew, because when I used to see you guys from across the street, I figured you guys was a big deal. Why? Because there used to always be a lot of high-end vehicles coming here.
Yeah.
And then after you guys, finish souping people's whips up, then they start, going up and down the block testing it. And it's always here. I said, damn, they eating up the streets. I said, it must be the shit over there. Cause
Thanks, man.
Totally.
Coming through here.
Thanks, man.
Were you guys there when we did the Trackhawk launch control? Were you guys across the street?
Was it on a Saturday?
Was that on the weekend during the summer?
I was just.
You were doing a whole car show.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, we've had a couple big car shows here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Daryl. That's really nice of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're good, man. I don't know. We're a real deal. A lot of customers, you guys are a real deal. We try to stay humble, dude. We're never like, Thanks, man.
It's so
but that
funny.
kind of stopped too after the pandemic a little bit.
Yeah.
Now it's a little more.
It will get bigger.
Yeah.
Just about to say this.
It's a massive show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Thanks, man.
Incredible.
We would have like we counted like over 400 cars one time.
I was just about to say that. The first weekend.
Dude, people couldn't park on the block, so they were like.
I couldn't get my trucks down.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, you guys
Sorry,
are so-
man. Sorry, bro.
No, it's okay.
It's so freaking cool because I came out expecting like you guys to tell me to go the back inside.
No way.
And you guys are immediately started moving cars.
Yeah.
Of course, bro. I'm not gonna your business up. We kind of did, but we we bought all your. But
So much faster than I expected.
nah, it has to be done. There's no way. But also, like for you guys to not be tight about the event we're having, that showed love from you guys too. Like, all right, these dudes are doing some shit in their business. That's cool. So we have to give the same respect. Yeah, you did. You have the Benzes. You have the C-Class before too. It was fresh. And then I have the GLE. Is it? GLC. Fire, dude. Very dope. Yeah. German car. Sick, man. Any reason no BMW? Only Benz? That's just how it is.
His family's Mercedes.
I went through a whole lot, and I eventually got to the point where I was finally ready to make an investment in my own comfort.
Nice.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to buy a Mercedes.
You're a
Hell
smart,
yeah.
smart man.
Nah,
Smart
Benz
man.
is sweet,
I
dude.
drive a race car to work every day.
That's what-
Bad decision.
Yeah,
I
clutch.
have an 08 Corvette.
But
No, that's cool. Nice.
love it when it's
Nah, you good, dude. Chilling. But yeah, no, thanks, man. Yeah, so again, like it was hard to do the events kind of during the COVID thing too, because like there's just you don't want to gather people. That's kind of
And the events attract a lot of people.
A lot of
Right.
people,
The
dude.
amount of cars
Unbelievable.
we have is insane. We have to turn people
Yeah.
away, dude.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. People just love coming down. A lot of it's our clients, so we try to bring like a lot of the shop cars in and set them up closer to the shop. But it's really for everybody. So if you have a cool car, we'll line you up and we'll
You'll
make
see
it
some,
happen.
Like, if you have an idea of like how you want a car built, the guy drives by with this
That's
car
it.
that you're trying to build.
You'll see it there.
You'll
Yeah.
Yeah.
see it, dude.
Because we do all cars. So like
Yeah.
if we were just a Beamer shop or just like a Volkswagen shop, it'd be sick, but you would probably get more of just that genre, right?
Nice.
But over here, you're going to get everything.
We've had a lot of right-hand drive
Yeah.
vehicles lately. Those little like Toyota High Ace, Light Ace, Town Ace.
Yeah, it's
anything
weird
from,
cars.
Mitsubishi Delica. What was the other one?
Pajeros,
Pajeros.
the Acti.
Oh yeah.
Little trucks.
The little Honda Acti, which was a.
Oh, yeah, I saw
a
that.
Little like police interceptor almost, but
No, it's a work truck.
Yeah, it's a work truck, but a miniature
Yeah.
pickup.
Yeah, it's very
I
cool.
saw that here.
Yeah.
That was
It's
sick.
like the trucks you guys have, just smaller.
Yeah.
Like that's the idea.
Strange vehicle, but to learn that stuff. So like I have a diesel degree, so like I know how to work on diesel trucks and.
A lot of these imports are diesel. So like
so
Brian's
all the
like,
imports
yo.
are diesel, so like.
That's
usually,
crazy.
You gotta really like know what you're doing because everything's Japanese.
Yeah, everything.
So
Like
if you don't know
everything.
what you're reading, you could use Google Translate, but you're not gonna figure it out.
Wow.
And like water separator from the fuel for the diesel has to be changed every once in a while after the oil change.
I guess they don't have YouTube videos for this.
Not much. It's tough. And now the import ban is lifted, so any car 25 years or older, you can bring right into the U.S.
Wow.
That's why you're seeing more of these right-hand drive weirdo cars, because now people can bring them into the U.S. When like, yeah, most of them. There's some weird maybe not, but like most cars, yeah, absolutely. You know, so then we get those too, because it's like, where are these people taking these cars? Like, all right, we're gonna go to this place. These guys work on everything. They work on, and a lot of these like imported cars that people are bringing are like vans and trucks, and again, they do the overland thing, or you know, like that.
They have like heating and plumbing inside their van.
Yeah.
With heated water.
We've got like 10 of them just parked around the corner right now.
Yeah,
People living in it. It's crazy. We've
Yeah.
got, that's maybe another podcast right there. Just going and talking to those guys.
Dude.
Just surviving in their Sprinter van.
It's insane,
Yeah.
dude.
It's wild. A lot of people in Rockaway do that
A
too.
lot of people.
Live by the beach and
Actually,
they just
one
surf.
of the guys that we built the Delica for lives out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
The green one, yeah. So
Yeah.
he lives out there, and there's a lot of those cars out there. Every time I like skate to the skate park in the summertime, I'll see like 4 or 5 of them like parked on the side.
So these like beach vans, and like they like to take them out because these Japanese vans have like interiors with
And they have like
couches
they
and
come with,
it's cool.
vents built in sometimes.
Yeah.
In them, so like you could raise the roof.
Like the old
almost, you
Volkswagen?
could, like stand inside it.
So sick.
Yeah.
So like it was
Cool.
like the ultimate car, and they never brought that to America. So like Americans are always big into like giant things like trucks and diesel and like big everything SUV. Like I love that stuff, but like there's something refined about a small German car, like
Yeah, the Japanese car, it's
agile,
cool.
or a Japanese car that's like you can utilize everything inside it, to the fullest.
Like really purpose built a lot of the stuff, and it's just intriguing to like work on something that some Japanese dude worked on, and now it's across here, and in Queens we're at the same thing.
Figure out what he figured out.
Yeah, it's cool, and you see like cars a lot, especially old cars. They tell a story. Like you go to, all right, this is broken, let's fix this, and like, well, that right there, he must have put this because of this, and then like you start to unfold this puzzle, and it was from a different time and a different part of the world, and it's cool to like dive into that stuff.
Yeah,
It's kind of like,
when the car was made, I was like a year old.
yeah, some of these cars are so old. So.
You know what I mean?
That's
I'm trying to
crazy.
figure out a
That's
little
pretty
bit.
cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
When did you guys start?
2000. We moved in here 2015.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause
Junk
you've
Clutter
always
started
been
in
here as long as I
2004.
remember. Okay.
And then we started doing New York City 2013.
So what other places would you cater to prior to New York City?
Fairfield County, Westchester County, New
Okay.
York City, and then
Got
we
it.
started franchising out the idea
Nice.
in 2012.
Fresh, dude.
Seen your commercials.
Yep.
Yeah, they're good, right? They're fucking hilarious.
And yeah, during the pandemic, we sold 60 franchises
Nice.
Holy shit.
because everyone didn't want to do the 9-5 anymore.
Everybody wanted their own thing. Man.
Everyone wanted to be their own, be in charge of their own destiny.
That's
nuts.
amazing.
Yeah, people
It's
got
really
tired of
nuts.
working.
So out of all these 60 people and all these 60 franchises and people that came in and started up at Junk Luggers, obviously when you speak to these people, what's the consensus? How are they doing now? Like how do they?
Good. I mean, I think the consensus is owning a business is really hard.
Yes. But
You know,
rewarding?
Very rewarding. It's a high and low, and some people
Did a lot
still
of those people make it? Like they're still
yeah,
out
oh
there?
yeah, for
Hell
sure.
Yeah,
I think a lot of them are struggling with the emotional roller coaster.
definitely.
But that takes a lot of time,
It does.
I think that took me a decade to figure out how to control my emotions. We did a strategy retreat. We do it every year, and we did one this year, and everyone was like, you're calm, you're cool, you're open to talk to. I'm thinking 10 years ago, I was impossible to talk to. I was completely strung out of my mind at all time. I was just like a completely different person. So that craft comes with a lot of practice.
Definitely. Wow. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It's cool to see, other people pick up the brand and like start their own and you can
Yeah.
see that. That's really cool, man.
And now Remix is huge. Like
Huge.
I can't even believe it. The pandemic did exactly what happened with you guys with Overland. Happened the same thing with Remix. No one could buy furniture. It was a real problem. And you would buy, if you went to like West Elm, they might tell you 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Build it and then give it to you.
Yeah, or you're just
So-
on crazy back
So
order
people
and
were just
shit,
coming to us buying stuff in place of when they would get the other.
Ah,
Yeah, it was nuts.
brilliant. And I'm sure like in that sense too, there's probably a lot of people that like just get an apartment here and they don't want to like take
That's
shit
exactly,
with
yeah.
them. Do people buy from Remix and then move out and then you jump lug it back?
So that's our goal. That's our
Awesome.
It's
Ultimate
like,
recycle.
that's our ultimate goal. Like when I think about an ideal customer,
it's
someone that loves the circular economy.
Love it.
And wants to give back, because like that's why you're hiring us, because we're going to do what you're talking about. Like anyone can donate. Anyone can find someone to buy it, but the issue is it takes a lot of work and expertise. And if you do it in New York City and you're on a time crunch, you're going to fail, right? So that's why you hire us. We're the experts. And I think that when we think about how successful we are, we're very successful. 35,000 items were kept out of the landfill just from our company.
Wow.
I'm not talking about the other 60 plus.
Unbelievable.
Just in New York City.
And the way you guys catalog it is cool too. Like you guys, like it's the brand, it's like who makes it, like it's dope. You know what I mean? It's not just like cool chair, kind of worn, $50. Like it'll be like the designer, like the model. Holy you know what I mean? Like, whoa, like it's badass.
Most of our customers come from Instagram, just like
I'm sure.
Just like you guys get a lot of customers, it's the same thing.
Sure.
People DMing all day, every day. We have a whole team that takes care of it. Shout out Tammy and her team over at Remix.
Yeah, Tammy's sick. We need a team like Tammy and her team over here.
We do, because it's a lot of work.
One dude doing it, that's it.
But like, come there, and we want to make you happy. We don't care how much we make off it. 10% goes to Habitat for Humanity, but really, we're just looking for you to leave there, be excited about it, and talk about us more.
Awesome.
And it's like the same idea that I was hearing when you were talking about your customers. Like most people that come and buy things, they come over and over again. Then their family member needs something. So, you know, by using us, you're basically part of our family, and we're gonna look out for you.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. You when your passion and what you like is your job, you got to do it right, because then it's like it kind of ruins the passion a little bit. If you love to cook, right, and you're putting out dishes at a restaurant, you go about your ingredients. Like, why the heck did you call yourself a chef? Like, how could you, so like,
you don't taste the love.
Right, you know what I mean? It sucks, you know what I mean? So how are you gonna be like a car guy and like be like, yeah, I'm all about cars, and like you're not doing the right thing by people's cars? It doesn't make sense.
So part of Daryl's job is he deals with every customer that's not happy, that's not 100% satisfied.
Daryl, God bless
you. See how calm he is?
Are you kidding me?
And he's got, he's like the most amazing dad. He's got,
awesome.
He's got 4 kids, all amazing kids, and it's all because of him. And they're amazing. He's an amazing dad. As a new dad, I'm telling you that like, that's my goal one day, is to be as good of a dad as Daryl is. And I think that like, we talk to these customers. Probably very similar to you guys. They're pissed. They're heated. Things are going on outside of our job that are causing them to be hysterical.
Yeah, and now you're the punching
divorce,
bag.
death. Got that dream job, California. Got to leave right away.
Getting kicked out.
Getting kicked out.
Move, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And then you talk to Daryl, right? And his job is to calm you down and figure out how. We're never going to be able to fix what happened in the past, but we're going to try really hard to make you happy as we can. And that's all I hear him do all day, every day. And he does an amazing job, because just like you guys.
Where do you? That's a skill, dude. Like how?
Right.
How do you? It's a challenge. How do you know how to? But where did this build that you were able to like diffuse situations and like do the right thing by people in that sense, and turn somebody from the phone call that's like to like I love you at the end? Like how does that?
Well, I feel like that developed over time, and I feel like I developed myself being able to do that just by being on the trucks and dealing with the customers firsthand. Because again, providing A1 quality customer service. If you're in the service industry, that's something you have to care about. You understand?
100%.
That's what's gonna make people want to come back. You know, many places that got good food or something like that. That I'm like, you know what? The food is good. The service is terrible. Like I hate when I gotta go back there.
Right.
But I like the food.
Yeah.
But I can't stand the people. You
yeah. It's like this double-edged sword.
And being on a truck, just dealing with people in the service, if you want people to take care of you, you have to make them feel like they the most important thing, at least in that moment, right?
Yeah.
So just me always trying to butter up my customers, because I was trying to butter up all my customers. I want by the time I leave the job, I like these guys.
Yeah, these guys are cool.
Deeper,
Nice.
And just dealing with that, it kind of rubbed off on when I have to kind of be damage control dealing with the clients.
Sure.
At the end of the day, they're not mad at me. They're mad at the situation.
Right. Something personal, really. It's
exactly.
just
So they're not really, and unless they're being rude and disrespectful,
right.
I can kind of, diffuse the situation. A lot of people just want to, they want to be heard. You understand? They
Right.
want to know that the business care about them.
Right.
And that's what I be trying to do, and is trying to assure them that, you know, yes, people mess up, we drop the ball, but what can I do to try to make this situation a little bit better, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times they just want to know that you're doing something about it.
Right.
You know? And some things is within your control, and then there's gonna be other things that you like, you know, is a little bit ridiculous, but you can't tell the client
Yeah.
that this is ridiculous what you're saying.
Right.
You know, so then you only can do what you know, what you can, what's right, you know? And that's what have our customers, because a lot of times we'll get a bad review. So after me reaching out to them, you know, they'll change their review because they like, you know what, you guys reached out, you guys really do care.
Yeah.
You made an effort.
You guys are real human. You're not like press 1 to blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they want to feel. They want to feel like this company actually cared about their concerns.
Right.
Because in like.
And you do.
And a lot, exactly.
Yeah.
He does. He really does.
They don't really care because, like, all right, I upset you. I
Yeah.
got a million
1,000 other people calling me right after.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so we just try to make sure, you know, we're providing the A1 quality. You know, and I always tell the team, again, you know, you have to, when you get to an appointment, you know, whatever you're going through, you have to put that aside.
Yeah.
We all got to be dealing with.
100%.
You know? So, does that give you the right to pile all your on me?
Right.
I don't feel like dealing with that. I'm not
Right.
here to deal with that, you know? So, again, you know, keep all that personal stuff aside because at the end of the day, it's a profession. We have
Yes.
to maintain our professionalism in order to make sure this client stays satisfied. That's how people are going to keep talking about us, you know? And a lot
You're
of people don't really care because they're looking at themselves as just an individual. I'm like, you bigger than that. It's a brand you're representing. You're not even yourself when you're going out there.
Yeah.
You're representing the company. So you have to make sure you make the company shine in a light that, you know, is bigger than you type situation, you know?
Awesome.
It's crazy how many
Well put.
parallels there are, and
Yeah.
we have the complete opposite business.
Sure. But you know, there's service here. There's relying on your customers. There's that relationship you have with your clients that keep you both satisfied, right?
Yep.
Like you get the service and we get, you know, to sell you the service, and it's this nice circle and the referrals and all that. And yeah, it's there's a lot of consistencies there between that, and you know, a lot of consistencies in general in small business, especially in New York City. But that's awesome. Definitely try to keep a little, yeah, like, you know, like, yeah, same thing with me. Like, you know, I don't get very like, I don't really get like angry customers per se, because like we won't let these vehicles leave unless they're like right. We'll test drive them and shit. So it's not really too many surprises. Like somebody gets on the road, like, oh, this happened. So we're pretty good with that. But you're right. It's like meeting certain deadlines, and customer needs his car for Friday, and it's just like I'm dealing with something that's like some old car or just something funky that the guys need extra time, and you know, telling that to the customer, and you know, they planned on taking the truck and going to drive to Pennsylvania, but now it's stuck here, and it's like you get a lot of irate people in that sense. And you know, sometimes it's not, I mean, I'm decent at diffusing it, but I think I could definitely take some tips from you, dude. So you try.
Transparency is key, though. Transparency
Yeah.
is key. When you keep people in the loop, they less likely to, you know, blow up, get up super
That's
upset,
true.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, when they got to reach out to you to find out what's going on, and every time, you know, they call them for an update, they get some BS story.
Or like, I'm not sure.
Around.
Yeah.
You know, that's what have people pissed off,
Yep.
and that's what turned people irate.
You're right. I've learned that.
Like, oh, what the hell's going on here? You know,
Yeah.
what kind of racket you guys are running over here?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to reach out to you. I'm trying to be patient. I tried to be patient for so long.
Right.
And now I blew my lid right now.
Yeah, it's
you know?
snowball effect. It's worse in the end when you have to deal with it. I've learned that too. You know, there's times when, not that I like dodge customers, but you know, sometimes I won't update that day or something.
Yeah.
I learned like, yo, simple text, email, even just a phone call real quick by the time you close the shop up. Listen, Daryl, you know, everything's going well today. Send him a couple pictures, but listen, I need a little more time. Like, I know maybe shout out for, you know, Thursday we were trying, but you know, to do it right, I think I'm gonna need it through the weekend. Like, you're right, you have to like be able to stay on top of that. That's a really good point. Like that's something I learned really hard, that you have to like consistently just stay in contact, keep the updates going, keep them in the loop. And that goes back to keeping the customer feeling as if they're important. And it's like, and they are, but like, you know what I mean? Like keeping them feeling like very special. You know?
I've always had the worst experiences when it comes to car shops, and I remember when I brought you the C and you were putting in the projectors. Not only did you say, okay, I'll put in the projectors, you brought me inside, you showed me where you were buying them from. You showed me the price you were buying them for, and then you gave me like the craziest price to install them.
Oh,
and
nice.
In fact, you said, you could probably install these yourself in like 5 minutes, right? And I was like, I don't know.
Oh, was the door light thing?
Yeah, I said, I don't know what the
yeah.
hell to do. And
Yeah.
you did it for like nothing.
Yeah, well, you're a homie. You're from across the street, and like,
Still, I appreciate it.
you're welcome.
And the
No
fact
problem.
You called me the day it came in, and it was just. It was
Thanks,
amazing.
man. Yeah, that to me, like I don't even have to bother the guys for that. Like, I can go out and
Oh,
pop
you
it
did.
in for you.
You did.
So like, whatever. Like, one business guy to another. I'll help you out. Like, if I ever need something, I know I'll walk across the street. You're gonna help me out. So, yeah, that's what you got to do. That's what it's all about. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you remember that, man. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, Anon always talks about you guys, and he loves you guys, man. Yeah, I remember you had the coupe, C coupe. Yeah, that was dope. Nice car. That was beautiful. Yeah, this one's nice though, dude.
Yes, and my
Yeah, I like
other one
this,
got
man.
hit on the way to trade it in for that one.
Oh my God!
Half a mile
Great
from the
time.
dealership.
Horrible.
Yeah. Jeez.
Fantastic time.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, you got a new car, man. You're good.
Yeah, you're
in a
good.
better place now.
That's sick.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty good right now, and I
Yeah,
gotta
it
go
was
pick up
solid.
the babe.
That was a good flow.
Natural talking.
Nice, bro.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude.
I think everyone is gonna love this one primarily because I know nothing about cars. And it's amazing how
That's okay.
much parallels there are between a junk removal company and a body shop. So thank you so much for
Oh, you're
doing
welcome,
this.
dude. Anytime.
And how can people find you if they want to follow along?
Social media. So we're pretty active on Instagram, the Custom Shop NYC, which also gets kind of ported over to the Facebook. We got some good content on YouTube as well under the Custom Shop NYC. So
They have amazing content.
thanks,
on
man.
YouTube.
We're trying. We got to put some more stuff up, soon. But we have a good kind of catalog there. You guys can go through 4K
A
stuff.
lot of
So
driving videos.
yeah.
The cars we built. A lot of off-road videos of the cars we built as well, and trucks and stuff. So you get to see what we built. If you have that same truck or car, you can bring it in. You can do the same thing.
Come on
Or you
down.
can make it better or design it to your own personal liking. So.
It's
That's what
awesome.
we do. Astoria, Queens, New York City, 11th Street, 34th Avenue, right by the Roosevelt Field. Wow, no, Roosevelt Island Bridge. Yeah, right.
2 more questions. One,
Yeah.
like, what is your ideal car to work on? Like, if you could pick any car for them to bring it into and you be psyched about it, what would you want? What's that ideal customer?
From a sales point, it'd probably be different than an install point.
That's fine.
So, what? Yeah.
An ideal vehicle? Something I've probably never seen before. What have I not seen before and I've been complaining about? I haven't seen.
That you want to see?
Yeah. I've seen almost every car that has been brought out into
Existence.
humanity.
Well, all right. Maybe not.
Almost, but,
Maybe not all the crazy exotics and
It'd
shit,
be
but
nice to see more Japanese cars, like right-hand drive. I'm not really into
Skyline.
I'm not really into Japanese cars, but like they have been ahead of the game since like the late 80s to like
Yeah, there's just really
Amazing.
cool cars.
90s, So any Japanese car from the 90s would be nice to work on, just to drive it. Just to feel a manual Japanese car, right-hand drive and shifting with your left hand in America is
That's cool.
nice. I like it.
It's awesome.
I like that, and possibly that might be my next like car
Yeah.
to build or work on or something.
Come on, man. We always say, get another car.
Right now, I'm stuck with this Volkswagen right now. 10 years of this car, so.
It's been good.
Ideal car,
Huh?
Brett?
Yeah.
Ideal car?
For like a sales
Sales
point?
point.
Probably any of these like I don't know, man.
There's so many.
It's hard to say. I love like a lot of these like bigger German cars, like the M5, 7 Series. I love these like boss kind of vehicles, fitting them with beautiful wheels and just like, kind of playing to that design that, they started out with and just accentuating that. But on the other end, like it's you get a little more substance getting the client that has like these overland trucks.
Yeah.
Because you kind of make them more fitted for them.
Yeah.
Like, with refrigerators and sleeping, provisions and all that stuff. So, and it's cool. Most of these people are going to use that truck and go on some cool adventure. So it's fun to consult with them and it's
Yeah.
fun to help them build and then like see them go out there in the field with it. But my heart's definitely in the European stuff. But, job wise, it's a lot of fun to build these overland trucks, and I love nature myself and I have an overland truck too. So I
love nature too.
Yeah, it's fun. So you get to incorporate this like automotive and nature together, and you can share that with the client. So probably the trucks, man. Honestly, like
Sweet.
a 4Runner, a Land Cruiser, or something like that.
All right. My last question is, if you could put a billboard anywhere in New York City, what would it say? Doesn't have to be about. It could be about anything fun. Just like what would you want everyone to see every day, passing by, sitting in traffic?
Wow, that's a deep question, man. That's a beautiful question. I probably could give a better answer if I wasn't like right here, like having to say it now. But
you could let me know later.
Maybe just keep pushing. You know, keep pushing. It's not that bad. You know.
I love that.
You know, it's tough. I feel like if you were to see a billboard, you might be on that morning commute in your car or train or something, and you might be sitting like, you know. But if you got your health and you got your family and you got that paycheck coming in, you know, keep going. You're gonna be all right. You know, New York City brings a lot of stress. It brings a lot of mental strain, but you know, it's gonna be all right. So keep pushing. I tell myself that. Keep pushing. Keep going. Whenever, you know, I wake up every day, I'm like, I gotta go deal with this, or I have so much, you know. Keep going. Keep pushing. You did it this far. So what's gonna happen now? You know. So maybe that. I don't know.
Love it. Thank you so much.
You got it, man.
Shout out to the Custom Shop for making us feel at home here.
Oh, we love you guys.
Letting us do our podcast here, and
we're super hyped for
you know,
that.
follow them on Instagram, and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, man. We really appreciate it. Can't wait to see this bad shit air, man. It's gonna be sick. All right, man.
It's a wrap.
Bro, thank you so much, man. That's so cool of you, man. You guys rock. So yeah, in May, we're doing a shop event. So every year we try to do like 1 or 2 customer experience events where we take clients and we go on some cool adventure, whether it be like a multiple day mountain drive in sports cars, or we'll take people off-roading to all these places, do some overland stuff. We're doing an event this May, May 1st to the 5th. It's going to be called Escape New York, and the whole idea is to escape the static and stress of New York and get out there into nature and enjoy your stuff. So we're taking 15 of the more capable trucks that we built here at the shop with the clients, and we're driving from New York City to the border of Canada and New Hampshire, right? There's a couple of states border Canada, obviously, well, a lot of them do, but in the Northeast, New Hampshire, right, is one of them. So we're going to the top of New Hampshire, and we're making our way down through the state, north to south, probably like 80% off-road. So going through like old trails, like horse and carriage trails, like stuff that's like not maintained anymore. To go, if there's a downed tree, you gotta cut it up and remove it. If there's rocks, you gotta crawl over them. But anyway, it takes about like probably 3 nights, 4 days to get through the state that way. So we'll be camping out in the woods, all that. Once we get to the southern point of New Hampshire on the 4th day, we're just gonna drive straight through Massachusetts and Connecticut, and then get to the shore, and then take all the trucks on the ferry, and then ferry across the Long Island Sound with all the trucks covered in mud on like a boat, and then spend the last night camping